Hi everyone. Today I'm going to record the 47th chapter of my novel Farishta. So in the 46th chapter we were talking about the Dante and that discussion among them is still in process. Dante leaves for hell with his teacher Virgil, and there are the three starting lines of Divina Commedia. With these lines he starts: Nel mezzo del cammino della nostra vita mi ritrovai per una selva scura che la diritta via era smarrita. Nel mezzo del cammino di nostra vita mi ritrovai per una selva oscura che la diritta via era smarrita. These are the first three verses of Divina Commedia. According to Mark Musa, while Dante was writing this part, in his mind there was jungle of Maremma. Both of them are walking in the jungle of Maremma, and there they meet with different animals, which are lion, panther, and wolf in female form. According to all critics, these animals were used as metaphors. There, three wild animals represent the habits which exist in them. Those bad habits are personal interest, torture, and enviousness. Dante considered these three habits, three stages of hell. First stage is again divided into 5 circles. This is the upper floor of the hell. Then on second stage, there are 2 circles, which are 6 and 7. The last stage of hell has 2 circles, which are 8 and 9. Dante and Virgil visit all these stages. After visiting the last stage of hell, which is 9th, Virgil had to leave because Virgil wasn't Christian and he was not allowed to enter in paradise, in purgatory, because Dante had to visit purgatory. So now Dante's girlfriend Beatrice accompanied him in purgatory. When Dante enters in purgatory, he is on other side of the pole. He talks about Middle Ages, and he tells that this mountain where he is standing is at the bottom of Jerusalem. In that, he mentions worst things which are in human being. It has 33 cantos. It talks about sunrise and sunset. It talks about Avicenna and Averroes, which means he must have read these books. He must have read their books. The last part of Divina Commedia is paradise. In that, Dante meets with 4 important personalities of Christianity. They are Thomas Aquinas, Saint Bonaventura, Saint John, and Saint Peter. Paradise has 9 stages. When they pass through all these stages, at one stage, Beatrice leaves Dante because after certain stage, she is not allowed to go further. In Divina Commedia, when Dante talks about God's appearance, the reader feels that what he would write about God, how he would be. Dante talks about Trinity here. He says Jesus lives forever, and about God he writes there is a light everywhere. After there is the end of Divina Commedia. Paradise has 34 cantos. In Divina Commedia, Dante describes God, Mary, and Jesus together in its Trinity and its Trinity. We don't have any manuscript of Dante Alighieri, Dante's Divina Commedia, written by Dante. When Boccaccio changed the name of Commedia into Divina Commedia, at that time there were some copies which were copies of Commedia which were written by Dante. First time Dante's Commedia was published in book form by a German origin person who resided in Foligno in 1472. Dante has a lot of stuff about science. Dante has written a lot of stuff about science in Divina Commedia. Let's talk about central idea of Divina Commedia. Where did he get this idea? Dante took the idea of writing this marvelous literary piece. In Spain there was a philosopher and priest. He wrote a book in 1919. Professor Miguel Placo wrote in his book Islamic Astrology and Divina Commedia that Dante's Divina Commedia has lot of resemblance with Ibn Sina's book, Ibn Arabi's book called Isra ul Miraj. Ibn Arabi writes in his book Isra ul Miraj about the travel of Muhammad, peace be upon him, of seven skies and heavens. He leaves his room and come back. When he leaves his room and when he come back, the door chain is still moving, which means he came back in a very short time. In that travel, Archangel Gabriel accompanied him to show the different parts of heaven. Gabriel explained him everything, but at certain point, Gabriel refused to accompany him, and otherwise he would have lose his wings. So like this, Gabriel leaves Muhammad, peace be upon him, alone. When Muhammad, peace be upon him, is in front of God, there is light everywhere. That book of Ibn Arabi was translated into Latin in 1264. Not only in this book, there is another book which has stories about hell and heaven and purgatory. An Arab philosopher, Al-Mari, wrote a book called Risalatul Ghafran. There are many things in Divina Commedia which are similar to that book. Miguel Asan thinks that Bonaventura di Siena translated Qasasul Miraj in Latin from Arabic. One copy of that book got the teacher of Dante Alighieri. His teacher name was Brunetto Latini. He gave that copy to Dante. He gave that copy of Qasasul Miraj, which was translated into Latin, to Dante. So like this, Dante took material from different books and conceived the central idea of Divina Commedia. And he wrote this marvelous book in lingua vulgare. When Raza explained everything about Dante and Divina Commedia, then Salvatore asked him, "Where did you collect all these informations?" And interesting thing is that you remember everything. Raza said, "As long as concerned about literature, in fact my wife is fond of literature, and because of her I have started liking literature. All information of Divina Commedia is because of my wife. Apart from all these references, every Muslim is aware of this story, the story of Miraj. When Muhammad, peace be upon him, went to Miraj journey, there is only one sect who denies this journey, and they are Mutazila. I said, the concept of paradise, hell, and purgatory exist in every religion. Raza said, I'm just coming to that topic. I said, so you still have to say something? Raza said, you must know about this. Before the advent of Islam in Iran, there was Parsi religion. In European countries, Parsis are called Zoroasters. According to their belief, there are 7 skies: paradise, hell, and purgatory. This story is called Arad and Aznamag. This story was written 400 years before the journey of Miraj. Ibn Masudi and Ibn Warak mention this story in their books, which is considered Iranian Divina Commedia. I and Salvatore were looking at Raza's face astonishingly. Who told us that he is material engineer, but he had immense knowledge about literature? We were doubtful that he isn't material engineer. Instead, he has PhD in literature. I said, so according to your opinion, Dante's Divina Commedia has a reflection of many books? Raza said, you can say that. Salvatore said, knowledge is common gift for all mankind, so every creative person has a right to take advantage of this. All we have to consider that Dante did marvelous work writing Divina Commedia, taking advantage of all these books, all these writings, and made his work immortal. Raza said, no, you didn't get me. I didn't mean that. There is no importance of Dante's Divina Commedia. Writing 1400 verses is not a joke. Dante has immense knowledge. He used to read a lot, that in older age he became short-sighted and his eyesight was very weak, but he had very good memory. There are many stories about this, about his good memory. Some of his stories were written by Franco Sacchetti, Giovanni Boccaccio, and Franco Sacchetti. Both of them were great fan of Dante Alighieri. Salvatore said, but brother, what you have told us is very interesting. Your knowledge isn't less than Dante. Raza said, it's not like that. It's all the love for literature. It was 9:30 in the evening. Security guard asked everyone to leave the terrace because they used to switch off the light at 10 o'clock in the evening, which means it's time to sleep. So we had to leave the terrace at any cost. Raza said, so it means we have to sleep now. I said, in rooms where 16 people to 18 people sleep in one room. Raza said, this is the problem. Salvatore cursed in Italian and said, they are very cheap. I will write about them. Thank you very much. I hope you like my video. Like my video, subscribe my channel, press the bell icon, and I am very sure that you must have enjoyed the story of Divina Commedia. Thank you very much.